welcome back to episode 47 of Retrospective Progression. I'm Aredawg, the creator hero. It's been 2 weeks, and this is not all I've got done. But I did put a cavern on here. I'm not entirely happy with it. But that's also why I made it out of dirt, so it could be easily changed. There are parts of it that do seem okay. It just, to me, it just feels a little too ovalish, but it does kind of give this like feel of like, oh yeah, everything in here is all you know cooped up and everything. I am thinking at some point I do want to make like a central plaza here. um I was thinking maybe doing like a little fountain here, maybe that would be kind of cool. But I was also thinking maybe doing a tree in here, because I think, again, this is supposed to be the highfalutin place with, the rich of the rich of the rich of the dwarven mines of Nerlitheus. So they should have something along those lines. I'm also feeling like I might want to do a little bit of like elevation changes around here as well, because having this all flat just doesn't feel right for me. But I'm still planning this part out. I just wanted to get this one done, and yeah, it's decent. But if you must know, most of my work has been done over at the Stronghold. So let's do a quick walk over there. So yeah, I have been busy digging this down. It's all nice and flat at let's go back down here, and we're at level 62, I think. Yeah, we're level with the water over there. And one of the things that I did is, as I was kind of starting to work on digging out the actual stronghold itself, is I looked at how deep it was, and let's just say this was part of it, and a little bit into there, and quite a bit into there. But I dug all that out. I dug all this out. There's a little ravine that kind of goes through it. And then I dug into here. And what I'm basically doing is I'm doing this in 16 by 16 chunks, or 16 by 16 blocks, which is basically a chunk. Let me put it that way. Where I'm just kind of digging into to kind of go at this level here. This was all Stronghold. I dug this entire portion out, and I dug this entire chunk out here. Below here, there's no more chunks, but that doesn't mean, that there isn't more stuff here, because you can see we do have a mine shaft in here as well. So we could definitely dig out some stuff in the mine shaft, especially these let's see, can I do rail with my hands? Yes, I can. Especially these rails, which I will need for the subway system. So yeah, I basically just watched stuff and did all this digging out. Let's just say it was a lot. As you can see here, this is one of those areas that, had quite a few deeper portions in there. And then this is supposed to be a ditch all the way down to bedrock, as you can see here, because this all is supposed to go down to bedrock. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not digging that. But yeah, you can see a little bit of this ravine here. Quite a bit of a dig. We will just go back this way, go back up over here, and I essentially made myself a way out over here. Oh, helps if I actually go the right place. Basically right up there. However, the other thing I did here is I dug this tunnel. Um, this block right here is Y level 40. This is where I'm going to have the subway start. Now, this tunnel is a subway tunnel all the way to Nerlitheus and all the way to, it'll go all the way to the quarry. So I'm going to have two different routes. One that comes from Nerlitheus, which actually is over this way a little bit, and then it's going to come here. And then there's going to be another route that goes from here to the quarry for right now. I am going to expand this. There are ideas I have on how to do that, but I do not have the blocks to do that just yet. So that is my plan here, is to just dig all the way through here and basically put down some powered rails and rails themselves to kind of just move myself forward. This will be a separate way for me to get into these different areas other than using the nether, because I'd like to have a lot of different like transportation methods. And looking over here, we're definitely going to want to do some sort of like gateway over here, so that way we can have a walking path here. Because my plan here is to have like a large castle build of some kind that eventually will go down to where the stronghold is underneath, where the subway connects into the stronghold as well, and then maybe have some sort of like village or maybe a city over here, or you know, we'll figure it out. The other thing I wanted to show off over here was my big pile of chests here. Precious resources. I got another ender pearl, got some chicken, some more cocoa beans. These are my tools here, sand, such. But over here, this is this is the bulk right here. So this is supposed to be all my gravel. As you can see, I have quite a bit of gravel. From here all the way down to there, this is all full of cobblestone. That was from digging that entire area in those three those three chunks down to Y level. I think that's under 40, so like 30 something. This is all dirt from here on back. And then this is, these two are the open cobblestone, or the filled cobblestone. And this is essentially going to be a second line of cobblestone as I continue working on the strongholds. The next part right here, of course, this is all the stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, and cracked stone bricks. These two are the most important ones because for right now, I can't get them. And so, yeah, we're digging the stronghold for this. So, yeah, that is this. Let's go back to Nerlitheus, and I will show you what I plan to do for the subway system. Over at the northeastern gate of Nerlitheus, of Hall A of Nerlitheus, let me put it that way. And over here, I have this natural tunnel here that I was going to plan on doing some like housing and shops off of in here. And that is probably the best place for me to actually kind of come in here and create a subway system. So if we follow this path over here and we just get to about right here and head on down into this location here. Whoop, that's a weird little bit of lag there. We get to a kind of semi-large cave system here. And as you can see, I've already dug a little bit over here. This actually lines up with where you know, over that way is the Stronghold, and then over this way is the Quarry. This is going to be Nerletheus's version of the Stronghold. I just realized that that's sitting there suspended. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm basically just been going through here, digging and placing torches every 5 just to keep it lit. So in that way, there's not a whole lot of mobs as I go through. And there are some caves I do occasionally break into. If there's anything interesting, I will pull you in and I will show you what I got. But for the most part, it's been pretty boring. Some fights with some zombies and skeletons and Endermen making zombie noises. Some creepers here and there, but yeah, for the most part, it's been uneventful digging in. Like, look at this cavern right here. Like, oh, it ends right over there, and that's not very, not very much of a cavern. So, yep, I'm just gonna continue working on this tunnel, and I'll bring you back if anything interesting happens. As we're working our way towards the quarry for our little underground area, little subway system that we're using, I found this spawner right here, the zombie spawner, and I checked in here and these were the things I got. But the big reason why I pulled you in here was we got our first golden apple. So technically this is gonna go into our Hall of Firsts. The next golden apple we get, we'll put into our big area thing. And I believe this is actually something that we had from the very beginning of the game. I'm actually really surprised that I got I got a golden apple. So yeah, this was a great find, and we'll just keep doing a little bit of exploration. Okay, it's not much here. Yeah, we'll just got a little bit of Enderman kind of throwing some stuff around here, but yeah, that's actually a great find. So I'm gonna go put that in the Hall of Firsts. And into the Hall of Firsts you go. We've finished digging in our tunnel here and got our way over to where we're going to have the entrance to the subway of the quarry here. Now, we are at level Y level 71. Actually, no, this would be 69, I think. Nice. Because at 71.6, that's the character's eye level. Because if I shift, I go down half a block. So what we have here is well, that's very interesting. It takes a little bit of time to make sure it's all the way up at the that area there. We basically have to go down 30 blocks to get to where the tunnel is right down here. And we basically have it like right below here. So if I was to dig, you know, all the way down here, that would take me to where the tunnel starts and we go off in that direction. So what I kind of want to do here is I want to have like a subway entrance here, kind of bring it in a little bit, go down, have a little bit of a landing like 15 blocks later, and then do another 15 blocks down into the more subway station area there. And then we have the mine carts go off of that direction and into where we want the subways to go. We kind of want to do this somewhat of the same subways for each location, but I'm thinking maybe have some that may be a little different here. Because obviously we've got like the big train here, but there's going to be a lot of different locations that we're eventually going to get to. Maybe I'll add in BTC. Maybe. But yeah, I think we get this all figured out, and this will basically get a lot more resources. I did go digging down a little bit further. I found a cave where I found some diamonds and some gold ore, so I picked that up. This iron ore was basically just caught when I was just digging through, so we're gonna drop this stuff off here at the quarry, and I actually have a project that I want to work on that's kind of a future project for the next version. So let's head back over to Nerlithias, because that's where it is. Decided I should probably begin to work on the subway station here, and I've decided I'll do it here in Nerlithias, just so that way it looks good. And as I was kind of digging this through, we have our little way down here, and then we'll go over this direction, over here, and we're going to mirror it over on the other side. Yeah. This is the problem. I want to actually make this into a functional skeleton farm, XP farm, because while I do get XP, I don't get anything else out of this. So I at least want to get this set up and ready to go, which means I can't have this be the entrance here. So, whoops. I wanted to go this direction. Here we go. So, what I'm thinking I might try and do is maybe leverage over here as the way up. And if that's the case, then 205, 227-ish. Let's take a look at where that could be when we're up here. Because, let's see, okay, we said 20. I think it was like over here, but we need to go this way. And maybe if we go... We're pretty far over here, so maybe we need to go like this direction. So we'll have to play around and figure out where we want this. Like, I definitely want to have some like stuff down this way. Maybe we could have the entrance kind of come off of this somehow. I'll have to plan around that, because while I like this idea, and this was like almost a perfect place, unless I decide to just, you know, make it a little different, I still want to have this here. And this actually has a bigger footprint because I'm going to make this turn on and turn off once I have the ability to use redstone lamps. That way I can just turn it on, turn it off whenever I feel like it, and I get all the bones and arrows and eventually bows. Well, I think I get bows now that I would need. So yeah, I'm gonna start kind of preparing this area, standard looking area here, and I'll bring it in to show you what I've got. Well, I think I figured out what I was going to do. I think this is going to be where I'm going to have the subway station start. It'll work. I may have to move it around, figure out how to set that up, but I think that should work there. And that gives me plenty of opportunity to have this set up here for, well, our whole farm here. So just for the sake of argument, ouch, you can see here that I have set this entire place up. That skeleton needs to... He's fighting it. Yeah, he's the only one. But basically, this right here falls into this room right here. This is the full total spawning area. I made sure to put this here so that way there's no skeletons on top of here. So now they can just go down into there and just be funneled. There's a tube that kind of lifts them up. I have to do one every other because there's no magma blocks, and they actually float this time, as opposed to in the future or in modern Minecraft where they sink. So, and then it's just a one-hit tap, and I just move that. And yeah, I've been working a little bit on it. I also need to get some better gear here. One thing I did have here was that I didn't realize when I was just standing here, there's a creeper that exploded behind me. So this entire tunnel system is not fully protected yet from other mobs, but I at least have a basic XP farm here for skeletons. So there might be some improvements that I'll do to it, but I think overall this is pretty good. So I think the next thing I will work on is the station itself. And yeah, I think that should be good. I think I've got something pretty good here for this area. Oh. Stutter sometimes is a little weird. But I think I kind of like this. I might have put this wall a little too far out. I might bring it back in a little bit to match with this over here. So what we've got is we've got our stairs down here. So this is going to be 5 wide. And then 4 over this way is going to be another stairs down. But I didn't want to just put it over this way because right here, right below me, is the line. So I kind of wanted to have this step equal with that step over there. So what I did is I basically counted out how far this was to count over to here, and I'm hoping these are equidistant. Actually, I'm at 197. 1 second. Let's go down here. And we are at 199. Oh, 197's here. Okay, so 199. Okay. I had to remember how far this went. So, okay. Let's go back up here. The middle portion is actually right here. So, basically, over here to over here is equidistant, which means I needed to have 9 lines here to have 4, and then have a 5 wide to go down here. That means this has to be 10. If I wanted to, I could move that over 1, but I'd have to mirror over there, and this would just be in another... I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. And basically, this is in 11 wide here. I did this here because there was actually some open space over there. You can see that spot right there. That actually showed a little bit of a cave. And I just like, why not just do 11? So we'll have this here actually go further back for some stuff here. I do want to put in some, pseudo shops and somewhat stuff here, as well as have like an entryway into the actual subway system. That's, geez, words. But it does open up into this area here where we can have a nice, platform we'll actually have 2 platforms, one on each side. One will be going for the quarry, one will be going for the stronghold, and then somewhere over here we can have like a little bridge, or maybe an end point here, something kind of maybe a la the Trim and Stormwind. Um, and we'll go from there. And essentially, yeah, this is the idea that I have for the subway system. I may raise this up to actually have the actual tracks down here. So while this goes to the left and to the right, maybe a little bit wider here, we will have like a place where you can get on and get off on one side and on the other, and then just have a area where you can kind of walk around here. I'm still planning this part out, but I think this is actually a pretty good representation of what I would like to do with this area. So yeah, I'm gonna get working on this whenever I have a chance, and yeah, I think this is gonna be a pretty fun project. I do have an idea for the roof. I kind of want to do a little bit of an arched roof, but there's some blocks I'm gonna need in order for me to actually make that a full reality, and some blocks are gonna have to change their orientation. It's just not available in this version just yet, but we'll get there. So, yep, that's gonna be our subway system here. And we're gonna close out this episode by doing a little bit of work here in the Stronghold. Just kind of digging this down. Been working on this on and off as I was also doing some of the other work through the episode. But I kind of want to do this because I've got some things going on, and I may need to take a bit longer of a break. So just want to let people know, if they're very interested in the series, that that's why there's a bit of a break. I'm hopeful maybe I'll get one in 2 weeks, but I don't expect to. And yeah, it's fine. Everything's good. So yeah, we are doing pretty well here. Working on getting this all together. My priority here is to get the stronghold cleared out, so I can get all of those bricks that I can use for one of the Growly challenges. The other Growly challenge is actually, fairly easy. I don't have to worry about doing a station on this side. I can just end it with a cart end somewhere. But the other stuff, I'm definitely going to have a bit more functionality there. So the quarry is going to look a little different than the Nerlatheus station. I actually had that one designed, and I was trying to do that same design in Nerlatheus until, Spawner got in my way. But, whatever. So, yeah, this has been a pretty long episode for me, but probably pretty short for you guys. So I do want to say, yeah, I'm looking forward to where I'm coming up with this. I'm also looking forward to getting to my 50th episode. That is literally 3 episodes away. So yeah, we've got a long ways to go, but we're doing pretty good. So with that said, I want to say thanks for coming along with episode 47 of Retrospective Progression. If you like the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you next time. Later.